So, remember when I said I had something still brewing on the back burner, featuring D'Angelo? Well, this was it. Where there's dysfunction, there's D'Angelo. It's just been the common theme lately. Anyways, this time around we're going to combine some more recent beef with some retro bad blood. Sounds real appetizing, doesn't it? And with that, here are 8 more NHL teammates that hated each other. For at least his last couple seasons in Winnipeg, there seemed to be a lingering sense that Patrik Laine wasn't happy in Manitoba. Coming in as the second overall pick for the Jets in 2016, Laine showed much promise to fans and the organization initially coming in. But as he began moving up the ranks and shining as a bona fide superstar, well, there was some inner turmoil brewing behind the scenes, as reports began to surface following the winger's departure from the team that he had been unhappy in Winnipeg for quite some time. Now, before everyone just chalks this up to, hearsay, I encourage you to take all of these pieces of the intricate puzzle I'm about to present in with an open mind. So, the publication or source that has been divulging the juicy details is a Finnish publication that I'm not going to attempt to pronounce, but Laine has been known in the past to open up to them previously. The source indicated that over time, since Laine had been growing into a fan favorite, Blake Wheeler, the team's captain, didn't particularly like this and didn't like being in the shadows and not playing his preferred position of right wing. Once those things were threatened, he and longtime teammate Mark Scheifele tried to make the environment a difficult one for Laine as much as they could. So we have that info along with the openness of Laine's agent saying last year that a trade at the time would have been mutually beneficial for both parties. And obviously Wheeler needed to get something off of his chest as he, during an interview, admitted to having some remorse towards the situation. As he said, and I quote, "Maybe I could have communicated a little better instead of being frustrated," he says. Paul Maurice also came out and said he tried to create an environment where all players felt comfortable and then proceeded to take responsibility. So there's that, and also the fact that several other players have also struggled to acclimate in Winnipeg successfully, such as Evander Kane and Jack Roslovic. And Byfuglien also left following strange circumstances. Just saying. Similarly to the Tyler Seguin-Nathan Horton feud, nothing tears teammates apart quicker than an affair, am I right? As a very similar situation unfolded itself in the city of brotherly love, ironically, and ended in pretty much the same fashion. LINDROS, who was previously drafted by Philly, first overall, had developed a reputation as being a dynamic power forward for the club. So when Rod Brind'Amour joined the team from St. Louis, the two star players naturally saw a lot of each other, and apparently LINDROS and Brind'Amour's first wife Kelly did as well. Yikes. LINDROS, who was known as a polarizing figure, had apparently crossed the line and was punished in the locker room for his lowly actions. Now, different reports say various things. One popular scenario is that Brind'Amour clocked LINDROS with a chair, and the other says that his teammates did the dirty work for him. Regardless, as I alluded to, just like with Seguin and Horton, both parties departed from the team at around the same time, as Brind'Amour was traded during the 99-2000 season, and LINDROS, after not wanting to re-up with the Flyers as an RFA, was eventually dealt to the Rangers during the offseason of 2001. Brind'Amour later divorced his first wife, also in 2004. And on to another previously polarizing figure in the NHL world, Sean Avery, who was pretty much good at making enemies, whether it be opponents on ice or teammates in the locker room. Anyways, this time, this bout of bad blood takes us to the Lone Star State, where Avery played a short stint of 23 games with Dallas. It took no time, though, for Stars captain at the time, Brendan Morrow, to develop a distaste for the controversial character, saying, "I've made comments in the past about my dislike for him, and that's probably a feather in his cap," Morrow says. He did his job, but it didn't take long for Avery to lose favor with more than just his captain, and following some not-so-nice things said about an ex-girlfriend and former Flame Dion Phaneuf, Avery found himself exiled from the team, and was pretty open about having some discourse with the guys in the room during his short stint, saying, "I didn't adjust to the team, and when I say team, I don't mean the organization, I mean some of the guys in the room," Avery told the New York Post. Well, here we are again, because You knew this was coming. While there wasn't really sufficient evidence to suggest that these two had any sort of beef between them prior to the overtime loss against Pittsburgh earlier this season, well, that all quickly changed. And I get it, tensions are high and the pressure never goes away, especially if you're an NHL goaltender. Therefore, seeing it from Alex Georgiev's perspective, who seemed to have some miscommunication with defenseman Tony DeAngelo during the game, I can't really say I blame Georgiev for going off. Anyways, the altercation went down shortly after Sidney Crosby scored the game winner, and DeAngelo decided to instigate by saying a sarcastic remark directed at the netminder. And as the story goes, Georgiev didn't quite like that very much, and gave DeAngelo a nice punch to the face. The fight was immediately broken up by teammates, and DeAngelo, in result, was put on waivers, and has since cleared.